My 2021 summer adventure continues, and yesterday I made the drive over from Bismarck to Dickinson, North Dakota. And today I made the 70-mile drive up to the North Unit of the Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Before leaving Bismarck, I talked to a very nice lady at the state capitol who told me about something called the Enchanted Highway. She said it would be worth my time, so yesterday on the way out, I decided to take a little detour and explore North Dakota's Enchanted Highway. I got my first look at what the Enchanted Highway was all about as I approached exit 72 on Interstate 94. Here stands a large metal sculpture called Geese in Flight. This is the first of several large sculptures that stands along the highway between the interstate and the small town of Regent, North Dakota. This sculpture stands 110 feet tall and 150 feet wide, and in 2002 it was recognized as the world's largest scrap metal sculpture. Driving south from the interstate toward Regent, about every 5 miles or so, you'll see several more of these large metal sculptures. Each has a pull-off where you can snap a few pictures and a storyboard that tells you about the individual sculpture. The Enchanted Highway sculptures was the brainchild of a local artist named Gary Grief. He began building the sculptures in 1989 as a way to revive his hometown of Regent, which had suffered through years of economic and population decline. In 2012, Grief opened a hotel in Regent called the Enchanted Castle, which features a restaurant and a look at some of the projects he's currently working on. Up until 2019, Mr. Grief used his own money to maintain the sculptures. Then, in the 2019-2020 budget, the state of North Dakota provided him with $75,000 to help with the cost of maintaining the sculptures. Two miles after leaving Interstate 94, I arrive in Regent. It's a small town with a couple of gas stations, a small grocery store, post office, and the Enchanted Castle and gift shop. But now, it's time to head back to the interstate and make my way to the Theodore Roosevelt National Park. As I said earlier, I spent the night in Dickinson, North Dakota, and it's about an 80-mile drive up to the North Unit of the Theodore Roosevelt National Park. The drive up is through a very remote area, and there are very few services available along the way. So it's a good idea to fill your gas tank, bring along some water and snacks. Now back in Virginia where I live, we call an area like this a farm. But I've been told a few times that out here, it's a ranch. The drive up is really quite pretty, but about 5 or 6 miles south of the park's north entrance, the landscape changes rather dramatically. It transitions quickly from green ranch land to rugged badlands of North Dakota. This is only a preview of what's to come once you enter the park. here we are at the park's north entrance. After a quick stop at the visitor center to pick up a map, I'm ready. So let's explore the Theodore Roosevelt National Park. That's the Little Missouri River off to the left. We'll get a better look at it at one of the overlooks just up the road. The Theodore Roosevelt National Park is unique in the fact that it's divided into three separate units. The North Unit, where we're at today, the South Unit, which is down in Medora, and the Elkhorn Ranch Unit. The North and South Units are separated by about 70 or 80 miles. The North Unit is the more remote of the two units and is less visited. I'm here in mid-June and have seen only a handful of people during my stops at the visitor center and at some of the overlooks. The best way to see the North Unit is to take the scenic drive from the Visitor Center out to the Oxbow Overlook. It's about 37 miles one way, so a round trip out and back is going to be a little over 70 miles. Along the way, there are a number of overlooks and places where you can pull off and enjoy the view. And if you're into hiking, there are trails ranging from short and easy to longer and more difficult. I have set aside the entire day for my visit, so I'm taking my time and stopping at most of the pullouts. At one of the pullouts, I found these natural formations that look like cannonballs. Some of them are as big as small cars, while others are no bigger than a basketball. Shortly after entering the park, we drove along the banks of the Little Missouri River. Here, at the Little Missouri River overlook, we see it from above. And as you can see, it's almost dry. It has more sand than water this time of year. I saw several herds of buffalo roaming freely on the prairie. There are signs like this one all over the park. Plus, rangers will tell you that buffaloes are wild animals and can charge at speeds of up to 30 miles an hour. So I don't think I can outrun one. They are dangerous and are best viewed from a distance. Most of the herds I saw had several calves, so it's good to see that the herds are being sustained here in the Theodore Roosevelt National Park. This video is getting a little long, and I have about 80 miles to drive back to my hotel in Dickinson. The North Unit of the Theodore Roosevelt National Park is an amazing place, and this video only scratched the surface. It's a combination of grass prairie and rugged badlands, and in short, it's been an amazing part of my adventure so far. Now, it's time to call it a day. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, be sure to ring that bell and subscribe so that you can keep up with all of my adventures. So until next time, I'll see you down the road. So long, everyone.